I stand corrected. I stand corrected. Do you know what that means? Does anybody even say that anymore? Nah, we'll get back to that in just a minute. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Do you ever wonder what a Gen X thinks? Welcome to Gen X Talks.
And that means it's showtime. That's where we end up. So look, yeah, cameras, lights, camera, action, as they used to say back in the day. Good morning, world. Good morning, universe. I don't know. Maybe there's some aliens listening on Mars. I should be more inclusive. I've learned that lately, that you need to be more inclusive. So hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, universe. There. Now I've been inclusive, and the diversity of Martians is now included in the Gen X Talks World program, and no one will cancel me. Thank you. Did you hear what I said in the beginning, the little blurb I threw in there between the two? I stand corrected. Now, the staff's going to think that's funny, Gen X Talk staff, because we have a staff thread, a Telegram staff. We're talking all day long about all sorts of stuff, sometimes just being silly. And there was some dumb thing this morning, and I was joking with Lionheart, and I said, well, I stand corrected. You know, just something, it was some cartoon stupidness. But it got me thinking, how many times does anybody ever say that anymore? Anywhere. This isn't just an American thing. This is a world. This is a generational thing. It used to be you would say things. Well, you got me there. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. You got me. Oh yeah. Well, I see your point of view. I stand corrected. You couldn't pay people to say that these days. Is it a sign of weakness? Is that what's going on with these new generations or this new culture, perhaps? Because I know old people that act the same fucking way. I stand corrected. It's easy to say. If you personally now think, and if you don't think of it yourself, you know somebody that I'm talking about. You know, you can picture them in your head. As soon as I get going, you're going to have a person go, "Oh, I know who the general's talking about. That's my buddy over there." How many people do we know, or maybe ourselves, that we never say we're wrong? Ever. You fight with your wife to the bitter end. You fight with your husband to the bitter end. You never admit you're wrong, and if you do, it's obviously their fault. What happened to just saying, I stand corrected? What happened to just saying, you know what? Didn't catch that. Guess you're right about that. Why is it so hard that when people hit about 25, 27, 28 years old, they think that whatever they believe is the truth no matter what? I'm trying to think of people right now, and I could probably get 10 off the top of my head that I know, that don't change their point of view on anything. They battle their point of view to the bitter end. They're going to be right. They're going to ignore the truth, and they're going to... What happened to being a bigger person and just saying, I was wrong about that? I know. A lot of things went on in the old Deuterino's mind coming from one stupid conversation 20 minutes ago where I just threw out, I stand corrected, and then I realized that nobody says that. I do. I have. I'd hate to say I do it all the time because that means I'm wrong all the time. And well, we all know that's not true. But I do change course when I learn something, when I process something. I don't care if it's a big issue or a little issue. I'm open to change. If something comes along where I'm revisiting a topic or revisiting a situation, I will go, wow, yeah, got to. Some people have come to me and said, well, you used to think this and this about this. And I tell them, say, whoa. New stuff has come to light in my sphere, my world. And I think this way now. Oh, I can't believe you jumped ship like that. I can't believe what a hypocrite. You just left your values. You left your belief. No, I just learned something new, man. I was wrong. I was mistaken. I was misguided. I was misled. I was dumb. What do you think that by the time you're 25, 26, 27, you got it all figured out and that's it for the rest of the time? Are you not open to ever? You people look so hard for evidence of any kind, and you'll find it on the internet. I don't care what it is you're looking for. If you want to find out that the pyramids were built with pickles, there'll be some website that says, there's a possibility. There's researchers and archaeologists think that it might have been made by pickles back. Then you'll find a website that'll, and you look right here. Look, here's my receipts. Here's my receipts right here. Look, You stretch so hard to find your point of view. Can't you just say you're wrong? Can't you just move on anything? Ever? There's people, I've never changed my mind since I was 30. I haven't changed my mind about it. You're not going to change my mind. I'm sticking to my beliefs, even if they're wrong. Just something stupid that says I stand corrected. It just, I don't know. I'm wrong. Now, I'm not as wrong as my wife tells me I'm wrong. Oh, no. Let's not get that confused. But I've been mistaken about things. I've been wrong about stuff. I don't know. That's not why I came in here today. But you know what else bothers me? Did you guys see the intro, that 6 or 7 minute intro? You know Josh Maddox, he's on staff here. That guy's got a lot of screen time for like the lowest staff member. And I'm not just saying that because he's short. I mean, he's the lowest one this way, but he's also the lowest this way. You know, he's got a lot of screen time for a guy who just got here. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that he's on there a lot. Oh, all right. Let's move on to some stuff we're supposed to do. We'll get the things out of the way. The podcast dropped. Yeah, the audio podcast where my wife and I talk for an hour and she kicks the shit out of me for an hour. You guys will learn that I lost the bet. She won the bet. You learn what the bet was and the consequences, and things are moving in her direction. It was interesting. There was that podcast ran a little long, but there was just too much to say. And we'll cover some of those things in a while on what was in there, but I won't tell you what was in there. I don't want to spoil the surprise. You can go download it, but if you guys know about the podcast and the link, you can check it out later. Pretty easy listening. It was Agnes says, no, not Agnes, it was Fiona says she's in Australia and it's 3 a.m. Well, as soon as she started listening, I'm sure by now she's fallen back asleep. Great for insomnia. Yeah, we're that boring. All right, Agnes Goulier, hello. World France is in the building again. Agnes, we love her. Stuart Bailey, evening all. Another UK reporting in. PayPal, $10 from Chad Ellis. But it didn't say where it went. Chad, you dropped in $10. So unfortunately, that money goes towards me and my whiskey fund. That's a rule around here. Any unallocated funds, if you don't say where they go to the whiskey fund, and I'm going to use it for that. Deepak, when you admit your mistake at work, it makes it very difficult for people to screw you over. Yeah. Just there's if you can make a course correction in your life, I think it will show some leadership qualities to others around you. I think it will show some humility. And I think, if I had to guess, if you do that publicly, I don't mean, make a big issue, don't have a party about it, but I think others will be inclined to behave correctly also. Boss Hog says, General, amen, whatever happened to live in life? I don't know, man. It's just everybody's about being right. Everybody's about being right. You're not open to change. You never really hear anything. You don't. You hear a fact on something and you're like, well, your main thing is to go debunk it. If someone presents you a fact on something and says, well, I think the way you're thinking about this is wrong. Here's some evidence. You race off to disprove and unwind this evidence. Oh, I know. All in the name, well, I'm just investigating. I'm just researching. I'm trying to remain factual. So this evidence you've presented, I'm going to go pick it apart. No, you're not. You're just going to try to find a way to continue on with your point of view. Isn't that what divides the entire planet right now? Is people not listening to other people, sticking to one train of thought, and never wavering? What do you call it if you're loyal to a bad cause, if you're loyal to mistruth, and you stick with it? What name would you give yourself? All right. Zippo, member for 3 months, bottom of the glass nation. The pyramids are built with pickles. Zippo says the pyramids are built with pickles. See, I told you, it's information. The new stuff has just come to light. What am I telling you? The things you learn on the World Show from Gen X Talks, it cannot be compared with anything around the planet. Leslie, Mathis member for 7 months. Leslie's bottom of the Glass Nation. Handsome. I'm proud to be part of your family. Love you all. Bottom of the Glass Nation, baby. I think Leslie, I got to go look. I got a very provocative, suggestive comment the other night. I think it was from Leslie. I'm going to go look at that again. Mrs. Four Watton gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships. Lefarious Monster, KCBs, Zombie Mowers. Bum, bum, bum. I'm waiting for the tick, 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 tick. Richard Frank. I'm tick, tick. I'm waiting for the words to come up. And who's the 5th one? Daniel Curry. I jumped the gun on that one a little bit. And Gen X Mom is to my left and your right. And she's trying to keep up with stuff. But as she's typing, I can see over here between the sheets. And I'm like, come on, next letter, next letter. Yeah, someone's going to get their ass kicked after the show. And it's this guy. Listen, so those of you who got behind the scenes memberships, those of you who have a membership already, you get to peel back the curtain a little bit. If you go to the YouTube membership community section, there's all sorts of stuff in the community section that's free for anyone on the planet to go look at. However, if you're a member of any level, we don't differentiate stuff that we put up there. If you're a member of one, you're a member of all. And you can peel back the curtain. You can look behind the scenes. There's a bunch of stuff that goes on with our family, with Gen X Talks, with our personal family, with all of us collectively, things that we all do together. And you can go see all those. Scroll back 2 years. Go look at all of them. All right. Time to become a little bit angry. I want to be like the Hulk when I'm angry, but I just don't want someone to have to, I don't want to get hurt to be angry. Remember when he got hurt? Banner would get hurt, slapped in the face and punched around, and then he got angry, then he turned into the Hulk. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through the pain of it all. I know later in life he could just turn it on and turn it off. But in the comic books when I was a kid, and the Lou Ferrigno, Bill Bixby version, you had to get knocked around a little bit. I like the Hulk anger, but don't hurt me first. All right, so this has been around for a few days now, and I kind of let the dust begin to settle before I said anything. Now I realize the dust isn't going to settle. And I need to make a 2-minute drill about this because there's stuff I'm super angry on. Okay. Let's see if I hear. Let's see. Where is that thing? Come on now. You had to do. I'm going to say, let's try that one. Okay. Everybody know who this is? Everybody know what I'm about to talk about? Everybody know the song? Everybody know they're trying to cancel him? You catching up with me now? Jason Aldean wrote a song about a small town doesn't put up with big city bullshit. Now, listen, I'm going to give you the nuts and bolts street level stuff. And there's a reason that I'm talking about this on a world show, on a world stage. There's a tie-in. Bear with me. All of the cancel culture that has been going on the last 2.5 to 3 years is coming to a head. It's coming to a screeching halt. All of it, the pendulum swung all the way out to the other side of this extreme bullshit, stupidity, foolishness. It is now swinging back, and they can't stop it. How do you cancel? You're not canceling an artist. You're not canceling a singer. You'd have to cancel the movement behind this guy. Now let me spell it out for you. Let me read you a couple things here. This song that he's getting kicked the shit out of him for this song. He wrote a song. I'm going to read you some lyrics. Hang on. Part of the song says he's describing what he doesn't like. He's describing what America doesn't like. He's describing what would happen, vaguely, if he sees this, if his small town sees this. You don't behave incorrectly. You don't violate other people in a small town, at least in my country. They're raised different. Believed in family, believed in friends. They believed in relationships. They believed in loyalty. They believed in right and wrong. Ooh, whoa, don't say that. Yeah, there is right and wrong. His song says, sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk. That's a bad thing. Happens all the time. Shouldn't do that. That's a bad thing. Would we all agree? Anywhere on the planet? That's a bad thing, all right? You don't just walk up and sucker punch somebody in the middle of the street. Next line, carjack an old lady at a red light. I think we can all agree that's not something you do. Now, this is Jason Aldean's song. Pay attention. I'm just reading you the words. I copied the lyrics for you. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. How many videos have we seen of that? I think we can all agree that's a bad thing. You don't behave that way. That's incorrect. That's not good. So far, are you with me? Anybody against that? Anybody think those things are okay? You think it's cool when you act a fool. They do. They run out of those situations, punching somebody, stealing a car, robbing a liquor store, and they think they're brave. They get an adrenaline rush, and they mistake that for bravery. They get an adrenaline rush, and they mistake that for courage. They do these things and mistake it for an accomplishment. Well, I guess in some ways it is. You've accomplished something all right, but you ain't going to like it. Let's go to another one. You cuss out a cop and spit in his face. Oh, all over the world. France, stuff in Italy, United States, London. Cuss at a cop and spit in his face. Anybody going to raise their hand and say this is okay? Are you going to pretend you're fighting some noble battle as you cuss at a cop and spit in their face? Well, there's cops that are bad cops. My brother was shot by, there's a deal. What about the guy that killed the cop, killed the white cop, killed the black, Nope. You don't behave this way. It's not how you handle it. No. Stomp on the flag and light it up. You burn the flag. Any country. There's people that take pride in their country, take pride in their flag. I love my country. I love my flag. Do we have problems? Sure. Are we working on them? You bet. Is it legal to stomp on the flag? Burn it? Yeah, it is. Freedom of speech in my country. I don't like it. They tried to light an American flag that two people jumped into Dodger Stadium, ran out into center field, and tried to burn an American flag. I want to say this was in the late 70s. And outfielder for the other team at the time was Rick Monday. He ran and grabbed the flag before they could light it on fire. Doing it publicly in the middle of a baseball game in Dodger Stadium, just as much as they have the right to burn the flag, we have the right to stop you. That's a tough one, isn't it? That's a tough pill to swallow for the left. That's a tough pill to swallow for liberals. When you're doing all these things, cussing out a cop, spitting in their face, stomping on the flag, lighting it on fire, those are all protected rights. But when someone goes to stop you, whoa, now you've crossed the line. No, we didn't. Let me get to that. There's a reason. I'm getting there. One more. Jason Aldean says, you try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Round here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, and it won't take long for you to find out. Stop here. Stop right here. This is where the problem comes in. He hasn't said anything in his song that wasn't true. We can all agree everything he listed was bad. Everything is listed was stuff you don't do. In any country. In Germany, those things are bad. In France, those things are not acceptable behavior. We can all agree you don't do that shit. All he did was he summarized it at the very end and said, not only should you not do that, don't do that in a small town. We'll stop you. We will handle you. What did I say? All of the rights of doing that is protected until the person comes along to stop them. That's not protected. Now you're in trouble. Don't you dare stop a protester. He's exercising his rights. Yeah, to be a fucking idiot. There's certain things you don't do. Well, if you were oppressed like these people were, you'd understand why they behave this way. You'd understand why they're acting out and sucker punching and stealing a car at a red light from an old lady and pulling a gun on the liquor. You'd understand. Yeah, I got it. You're fucked up. I understand. Oh, maybe it's your fault. Maybe it's your broken family. Maybe it's society. Maybe it's everyone's fault. I got it. I'll agree with you. You're still getting in handcuffs. Oh, no. Once you understand the plight of the people involved, no, don't care. We have the right to prevent you from doing those things, burning the flag, robbing the liquor store. We also have the right to tackle you on the sidewalk if we couldn't stop you from doing it. We're damn sure not letting you get away with it. Now, this is where the jumbled mess comes in right at the end. All his song said was, don't try that shit. Now, I know what I think, how I would react. What did the press, the news media, country music television, they pulled his song, they pulled his video. They said, well, that's pro-lynching. You're talking about hanging black people. That's what's pro-lynching. We're getting rid of that. Well, Jason Aldean comes out and says, no, I'm not. That's not what I said at all. I'm not saying that. I didn't say that. Didn't even indicate that. Didn't hint at it. Now, right now, and in every situation on the planet, when this happens in any country, when you say, well, you were saying this terrible shit, the person comes out and says, no, I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. Not even close. You have two choices. The media, the press, society has two choices. You can believe him and go, he didn't mean that. And you can turn to the people and say, hey, he didn't mean that. No, I just asked him. I was just talking with Jason a minute ago. He didn't write it that way. He didn't sing it that way. He didn't mean it that way. So you took it wrong. You're going to have to change what you're thinking, change the way you're taking it. No, I just talked to the guy. He didn't write it that way. It's not on him. This is on you. Okay. Jason can't be responsible for what he says and what you think. All right. He can only take care of himself. So you're going to have to just readjust and go cry in the corner. It's not what he meant. You took it wrong. Get over it. You have that option. I said there was two options. That's one. Or the other option is the media, culture, society, the press. What's option number two? The one that they do take. Well, I know you said you didn't say it that way. I know you said you didn't mean it that way. I hear what you're saying. You didn't sing it that way, but we know what you really mean. We know what you really were getting at there. We know. Jesus Christ, you could say that about anything. Pass me a 7-Up. That's racist. No, I just said pass me a 7-Up. Yeah, but I know what you really meant when you said pass me the 7-Up. Yeah, I meant I'm fucking thirsty and give me that bottle of 7-Up. No. What you said was a dog whistle for all conservatives to rise up and squash the poor man. You can say that with anything. You literally can put that at the end of anybody's statement, anybody's sentence, at any point in time, whenever you want. I know what he really meant. How do you ever argue that? I know what he really meant. I know what he was really saying in there. The problem is when you take it to that extreme to win your argument, because that's what they're doing. He's pro-lynching. No, he wasn't. I think he was. He didn't say that. I think he did. He said he didn't say that. Well, I know deep in his heart that's what he really meant. That's what I believe. That's my truth. You can't argue with my feelings. My feelings are real, damn it. My feelings count. Here we go. Right over the cliff. Right over the fucking cliff. I thought we were looking for the answer. I thought we were looking for the truth. He didn't say anything about lynching. He said, you shouldn't behave that way, and if you do, we're going to stop you or we're going to catch you. We are going to correct your actions right here. We don't tolerate that bullshit. That's what he said. You said he's going to do it with lynching. Then he says, no, you said I don't believe you. That's what he meant anyway. Then we all pointed out, all of us pointed out, you got it wrong, he got it right, and you went over the cliff. Well, this is my truth. This is my belief. This is my feelings. Who gives a shit about your feelings? What did you say? I said, who gives a shit about your feelings? Who cares what you think? You just make up stuff in your head, and then you run around screaming it. You people light your own hair on fire, and then you run around screaming with one hand pointing at your head burning and the other one pointing at everyone around saying they did it or they made you do it. That is the best description I can give for you fucking morons out there. I don't have a better way to put it. Your truth? There isn't your truth, okay? This is my truth and my... No. You can have feelings, but there is no your truth. There is no my truth. There is just the truth. But as soon as you take that into consideration, you sound like an idiot. So you don't. Because you can't run around, well, there can't just be one truth. That ruins everything for me. It's one truth. That just fucks up my whole agenda. You can't talk about that. You run over the cliff with emotional talk, double talk that makes no sense, but boy, you get a lot of people riled up. And you're trying to cancel. You're not just canceling one guy. What are you going to do? Okay, Country Music Television took his big outfit, big organization, took his song down. Did they cancel the 10 million people that love this guy? Did they cancel his following, his fans? Look at all the new people. I'm one of them. I didn't give a shit who Jason Aldean was. I'm not a country singer guy. I don't care for country music. I don't dislike it. It just wasn't my thing. I preferred rock and roll. I didn't mind it. Country music was okay. It just wasn't my genre. It wasn't my thing. I'm now a huge fan of this guy. I'm going to go fucking buy the album. I'm going to buy his songs. I'm going to download it from iTunes. If my daughter comes knocking on the door today and says, Dad, send me to a Jason Aldean concert, I'm sending her, and I'm going to give her money to buy his t-shirts. That's what I knew who he was. I couldn't name one song of his before now. But I can tell you this one. Now I'm a fan of this guy. So the pendulum is swinging the other way. This is the backlash you created, you idiots, dumbasses. You did this. I am a living, walking, breathing example of one guy who's going to do as much as he can to support this guy because he's right and because if you are against this song, you're un-American. If you are against this song, what it says behave yourself, be nice, be courteous, show respect. If you're against those things, you're against common decency in every country that I know of. There's people in France going, yeah, I'd like us all to behave like this song, behave this way, behave correctly. People in France that are against that song, they're on the wrong side of the issue. Same with Germany. Same with England. Same with Ireland. This is just humanity. Okay? That's all this is. This is a guy who says, don't behave this way. And if you do, and you do it in a small town, you're going to get stopped. We're going to prevent it. Or we're damn sure going to tackle you on the sidewalk and hold you accountable. You don't act this way. Who can disagree? They can't even the media right now isn't disagreeing with what he said. They can't. They want to. Like, they read every line like I just read. They read every line. I can't disagree with that. That's right. Yeah, you shouldn't act that way. Don't pull a gun and just steal the car. Can't do that. Oh, look over here. If you act this way, we'll get you. Oh, okay. Let's make a big deal about that part of the song. But it doesn't really say anything. I know it, but it kind of leaves it open to conjecture. So let's assume that it's racist and it's about lynching. We can't talk about the things he said don't do because he's right. You can't act that way. We can't attack that. Let's go after the open-ended judgment that regular people will bring upon you if you act this way. Then let's exaggerate it. Let's assume the worst. Will there be some people that tackle people like that and just hold them for the police to arrive? Yeah. Good Americans, good people of the world would say, oh, you robbed a liquor store, I attacked you, I tackled you, I took your gun away, and I'm waiting for the police to arrive. Are there going to be some that just beat the shit out of that guy for what he did? Yep. Is Jason Aldean promoting any of it? He didn't give any examples, he didn't give anybody permission, and he didn't encourage anybody. All he said was, you don't act this way or we're going to try to stop you. We're damn sure going to make sure you're brought to justice. I'm sorry. Which one of you out there was against justice? Say that again. Which one of you was against bringing people and making them accountable for what they did? Oh, a lot of you. A lot of you on one side of the aisle feel that way. I want to make a t-shirt. I wish I could make a t-shirt of a silhouette of this right there, this picture. And I wish on the front or the back or whatever, it just said, I got some small town in me. I'd wear it. I'd wear it right now. I'd buy 10 shirts and use the money to send my daughter to his concert so he gets the money. I got some, you want, that's how I feel. I got some small town in me right now. I've got some small town feelings in me right now. That's how I feel too. I'm gonna make that shirt. Just the Tiff, hello handsome. Hearing your voice and seeing your face makes me smile. Thank you very much. CJ's Hobbies, $10. Whiskey Fund for the first 10. This is for your cookie fund.
I told everybody I wanted a cookie.
You wanted a cookie. Jerry McAlpineri. They're not lynching him. Yeah, they're trying to. You can't cancel. You're not canceling this person. You can't cancel 10 million fans. You can't. There's nothing they can do about it. And the worst part is, this is the part I love that they really haven't touched on yet. I hope I'm not giving them ammunition. But if you watch the video, every example where this guy's pointing out the fucked upness of a bunch of people in my country, when he's singing about bad behavior, he's putting it right out there who's doing it. He shows you Antifa. He shows you Black Lives Matter. He shows you clearly the assholes that are on the wrong side of this, and just said, don't bring that to my town. We don't put up with that shit here. What's wrong with that? Well, people take that the wrong way, and it could cause violence. And I think, we're past that point. The violence has already occurred. Well, you can't do violence to beget violence. Yeah, you can. Even the Bible says eye for an eye. You punch an old lady in the face and steal her car. Why can't I do the same to you? Why not? All of a sudden, and this is I don't know if it's like this anywhere else in the world, but this is the problem we face here. An asshole, fucked up person does something heinous, commits a crime with a gun, or a rape, or theft, burglary, burning down a building, smash and grab. They do something like that. And as soon as good people intervene to prevent it, correct it, or catch the person, that person becomes a victim. Well, you stole a bunch of groceries from a grocery store, and you were running through the parking lot, and we tackled you because you stole the groceries. Yes, but you tackled me in a very weird way on some very hot asphalt. I think I pulled a muscle in my left leg, and I came down very hard. You shouldn't have. I'm suing you for the manner in which you apprehended me. And what the fuck, man? Why isn't there some rule that as soon as you commit a crime, all fucking bets are off? We had a video. I was going to show you guys this a couple weeks ago. There's a video. They ran into this grocery store, were stealing groceries, and beer and paper plates and all sorts of shit. And an employee just walked out and filmed him. He didn't confront them, like grab them. He didn't touch them. He just said, "Oh, so you're stealing today, huh?" Got all their faces. They had put tape or something over their license plate. And as they drove away, he just grabbed the corner of it and peeled it off and got a picture of their license plate. He was fired. He didn't even do anything. Well, you're harassing our customers. You shouldn't harass our customers with a camera. They're not customers. They're fucking thieves. My right to preserve my way of life, my right to preserve my small town feelings, my right to preserve my small town values should be more important than your rights to be a criminal. I'll say it again. And your values, you like segregation and you like slavery. Your values, you like guns that kill children and you don't like old people. Here we go again. Taking your truth and your feelings to an extreme example, pushing it over a cliff, has nothing to do with what we're saying. But that's where they go. The good news is this whole line of thinking now, people of the good ship, hear me speak. This whole line of thinking that I've told you about how people, they say this, like, you're a racist, you're a racist, you're a racist. Who cares anymore? That word has lost all meaning. If someone came up to me 25 years ago and said, you're a racist, I'd want to fight. I'd want to argue. I'd want to prove that I'm not a racist. Don't you dare say that. So I get called a racist 20 times a week. I don't give a shit anymore. It doesn't mean anything. You guys have watered down the word so much. Who cares? No, it doesn't have. Just racist, 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 racist. People used to, when you're walking by the television, you heard a newscaster go, well, that man's racist. We used to stop and look at the TV. Whoa, what'd that guy say? Wait, no, turn that. Who was he talking? Who's racist? What did that news guy say? It was a big thing. Now it's nothing. The word racist is used on the internet 200 billion times a day. Nobody cares anymore. You've watered it down. You've made it irrelevant. And now you're making this type of thinking irrelevant. You can't come after Jason and go, well, it's a lynching and it's my truth and it's my feelings and it's dog whistle for conservative Republicans and their segregation and slavery, and nobody cares anymore. We're almost at that point. It's like, when they start doing that, there'll be some dude stand up. One day soon it's going to happen. Mark my words. One day soon it's going to happen. Someone's going to stand up in front of a microphone at a park, at a protest, at a rally, and go, well, this song is just racist and segregated for the pro of violence towards minorities. Someone's going to say, dude, shut up. Tony, move on. Get past all this. We don't care anymore. Yeah, we heard it. We know the speech. Everybody says the speech. Everybody says it in the same order. We've heard it 6 times. You're the third speaker on this stage. The 2 guys before you said the same thing. We got it. You're all reading from the same cue cards. Come on, move on. It's literally at that point. We're right there. At any minute, someone's going to say, oh, okay, yeah, it'll be a guest on a show. Someone will be hosting a show like Jesse Waters or somebody, and someone will say, well, it's right. He'll go, okay, yeah, stop. I'm not wasting time on my program with this. We got it. We know the cue card. We've all heard it. Just move on to the next thing. You watch, it's going to happen publicly pretty soon because we're there. They've used it so much that nobody cares anymore. They've used it so much, it has no meaning. And that was the way they kept all of us in check. Kyle Rittenhouse, that Marine on the subway. Every time someone does something to defend their way of life, they attack them with the same 6 cue cards. Here, go read this in front of the press. It's the way it's been for a couple years. You guys have all heard the stories every time. I'm repeating what you already know. And now those cue cards aren't working anymore. Just like screaming racist for 5 years doesn't mean anything. Now these things, they're hitting Jason right now, and they're like, nah, we know he's not that way. We know. Yeah, we don't care what you say anymore. Tough shit. Now the problem, and let me tie this back together for you. The problem is that there are still a few people at the top of Bud Light, at the top of Disney, at the top of country music television that say, well, I don't know how many of those people there are, but they're mad. And, well, let's not take a chance. Just in case there's a lot of them, we don't want to lose country music television. Let's pull the song. Disney. I don't know how many people are out there thinking this way, but just in case, let's make a few movies that are very pro LGBTQ. Let's move some characters in our movies that just in case there could be hundreds of millions of people out there protesting this. We better bend the knee. Bud Light. Target. The problem is there's not hundreds of millions of people screaming on this side of the fence. Are there 100 million black people? Yes. But there's less than 1% that are fucking idiots. The rest of everybody's just the rest of black people just like us, just getting along in life, and they're making you look bad. LGBTQ community, the whole community is 3% of my country, and there's like 0.5% that are out there dressing as drag queens and dancing in front of kids, making the rest of them look bad. The rest of them just want to live their lives quietly like the rest of us do. There's a bunch of white people in my country, and there's a fringe, little slim part of white people that are fucking it up for the rest of us. And everybody at the top of these companies, and there's just a few people, 6 or 9 people at the top of these companies are listening to the minority of the minority of the minority, whether it's white or black or sexual orientation. They're going, oh, we better do something. No, don't. If you're going to bend to the will of the people, here's the people. They're over here. And they get in trouble when they go the other direction and go, well, what the fuck happened there? That didn't turn out too good. No, it didn't. What about all the cue cards? But I was handed all these cue cards and I'm not for all this stuff. No one is. No one's for the cue cards. Just a few leaders of these fringe communities, just a few leaders in media, just a few leaders of corporations. You guys couldn't, the number of people that are actually way the fuck out there doing the shit couldn't fill a conference room at the Holiday Inn. And they ruin it for everybody else. Regular gay people, regular straight people, regular white, regular black, everybody just going to work and doing their thing, trying to raise families and have barbecues. Just regular people doing their regular things, man. And they come after someone like Jason Aldean because the regular people want to stop the bad behavior. That's how I'm bringing it all around for you. That's how I'm going to tie it in to let you guys know. They're trying to cancel him because there's a fringe of a fringe of a fringe, and there's a few people at the top listening to that fringe of a fringe of a fringe, and the bulk of the people are with Jason. And even a guy who wasn't any, I'd have feelings one way or other. I'm now on board with him completely. I'm in. I'm going to spend some time, spend some money, and I'm in. You've now just taken the party that was kind of like the neutral party, not caring. It's like, well, I can go one way or the other. Now you've pushed us all into his camp. Because we're all regular people, and regardless of what our sexual orientation is, regardless of what our skin color is, we all know that shit's wrong that they're doing. Except for you. And all the stuff you read and say about the way we're thinking and believing and pretending what Jason's saying, I'm telling you, we almost don't give a shit anymore. I mean, we don't, but it's almost becoming public. That you're going to get shut down when you start with these marching orders. Someone's going to just yell from the crowd, skip it. We fast forward. We got it. All the shit you're saying is just becoming the intro credits that everybody skips over at the beginning of a movie. That's all you've made yourself to become. Yeah, we got it. Good. Let's get to the end. Good. All right, let me jump over here between the sheets. I'm sorry. That was probably one of the biggest rants I've gone on in 2 years. But I'm so fed up with this stuff. I'm so on board with the pendulum swinging the other way. I am so on board with publicly standing behind good people trying to do good things that I can't watch the bus go by and go, hey, that's interesting, man. Look at that thing just went by there. No. I want to flag down the bus and get on. Just a Tiff, she said, hello, handsome. Hearing your voice and seeing your face makes me smile. I've already read that before, but it made me feel good. I read it again. CJ Hobbs, I read his. Jerry, I read that one. Fuck the cucks, bring back the wild, wild west. Wouldn't that be something? You get a lot of shit straightened out, but we can't do that. Chris Stockham, Disney, Bud Light, Target, and CMT can let Charles Barkley drive them out of town. That's right. Oh, good old Charles Barkley. Yes, there's stuff. Who else is in here? We got more stuff being said. Iron Chops, they have the same rights as me, but they want special rules for them. Iron, they have the same rights as you, but they want special treatment when they get caught fucking up. And they want special treatment for you when you stop them. Your rights go down, their rights go up. That's what they want. And this song is the epitome of the pendulum swinging back the other way, and even guys like me are now supporting that movement. I'm in. Takasama, member for 9 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. Your flag is not my flag. I still serve under it on attachment and would defend it to death if needed, same as my own. And I would stand beside you and do the same. I'm telling you that I would stand up for what's right, what's decent in any country. If Taka-san was standing next to me, he's like, I know we're not in your country, but this is going on here, and it's the same thing you got going on there. I got to help do. Then I'm there. I'm with you. Why not? Race. Everything's about race. You know what? I'm part of the human race. Fuck it. All right. Stacy Cape, $10. I'd buy that T-shirt. I should make those. Oh, okay. Your mic is on. What?
I don't even know where my mic is. Okay. I said I'm gonna make the T-shirt as soon as we get off here, and I'm gonna post
the silhouette.
By tonight. Yep, by tonight.
It's not a bad idea.
It's going up.
All right. Stacy, well then you can get the first one. Deepak, you can get one of those shirts too from S2. Deepak's in. I'm not kidding. If she really wants to make that shirt, I'll draw up the graphic of the silhouette, black silhouette, just of Jason, and then put that on there that you'd say I have I have small town in me. I got some small town in me, because everyone who's part of this, everyone who's living through this moment in history, not just listening to this live stream, but this moment in history. If you saw someone 10 years from now and they were wearing that shirt and had a black silhouette of a man with his hand up, and it had that I got some small town in me, you'd know exactly where that came from and what that guy was wearing that shirt, what it meant. You'd know. You'd know. Whether you like it or not, this is a ribbon tied in a bow right across the timeline of history. It's a marker. It's like one of the little fucking things you drop in Google Maps. Pong! And you're here. There's kids that are young. There's kids that aren't born yet. There's people that have already died. They're not part of it. You are. You'll know exactly what that shirt means. You may see it 10 years from now. You'll know exactly what happened. Exactly what event it was for. Just saying. Michelle Rowe, Gen X people, remember when the president used to come on TV and it would take up every single channel and you have to listen? Yeah, I would. They would do that with. I would. They probably means I wish they would do that with the general. Yeah, nobody's gonna listen to me. That Michelle, thank you, but I'm just happy that there's a small group of people that I can talk to as my friends. If it don't goes any farther than that, I'm fine. Karina, you're amazing. Thank you very much. A voice of reason in this messed up world. When I listen to you talk, it reminds me of my dad who passed away. I never realized how right he was until I actually grew up. Keep being you. That's what's going to happen with my son. Probably all four of my sons are probably going to say, you know what? After I'm dead, yeah, he's probably not so bad. Never going to get any credit but now, but when I'm gone, yes. The Shoeless One gifted 5 memberships. Radium Rickshaw, Andrew 99. Jamie Martinez, James Tickerton, and Jason Smith. 5 more people that can now, after the live stream's over, they can go to the community section, pull back the curtain, scroll down. You can see lots of stuff that nobody else, members only stuff. You're in the club, man, for at least the next month. You got it going on. All right, listen, there was more things to talk about. I didn't get to any of them. I will end with one very important fact. Hold on, listen to this. And I promise I won't ramble for another hour. The pendulum is swinging back the other way. It is wiping all these things off the map. As the pendulum swings, they can't stop it. At some point, the pendulum will be back the other way. We will have corrected many, many, many of the wrongs that have been going on in the last 3 or 4 years. I want you to remember people. I want you to remember the movie stars in Hollywood, the politicians, the media personalities. Remember what side of these issues they were on, because they're going to hide. They're going to hide. When all of this comes down, they're going to take off their suits that were to put on the clothes. Oh, yes, the pendulum's over here now. I'm with you. Oh, just stand up for what we believe. Yeah, I'm with you. No. You guys ever see the movie Inglourious Bastards? Quentin Tarantino flick, World War II. They were hunting Nazis, terrible people that did terrible things, and they knew when the war was over, these Nazi soldiers, these Nazi officers, these harbingers of death were just going to take off their uniform and put on regular clothes, and no one would know that they were part of the Third Reich. So they carved a swastika in their forehead, so no matter what they did, everyone would always know that they were those people, that they were in the wrong, that they did those things. Now, we can't go around carving things in the heads of Hollywood elite, politicians, and the media. But the premise is correct. You need to remember who these assholes were when it's over. And don't let them say, oh, I was just a journalist. I was just investigating. I was just presenting you with the facts. No, that's not what you're doing. That is not what you're doing. What you're doing is spinning a news story in a direction you want. You're making the bad guy all of a sudden the victim, and the common person who's trying to help right these wrongs, they're now in trouble. They're now in court. They're now going to jail. You did this by how you spin your story and the lies you tell. All I'm asking you guys, and this is all over the world, this isn't just here, this is everywhere, please write their names down. Don't let them pretend. When all this is over, don't let them mix in with the rest of us good people and go, oh, I was always with you guys. I was just doing my job, and I'm a journalist. I have to express the opinion. No, please don't let that happen. Don't let them off the hook. It's so easy for those people to just switch sides when it's convenient. Don't let them. Don't let them. That's it. Not going on for an hour. Radium Rickshaw gifted 5 memberships. Sam Lamb, David Werner, Patricia Gary, and 2 more that are unnamed because she didn't type fast enough. Neil Bender and Surveys. Mike? Yeah. Just Mike? Okay, where am I at? Did I miss something over here? I think I got those. Okay, listen, it's time to go. Fastest hour in radio has come and gone. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry that I stuck on one topic. I'm sorry. I hope I brought it around for you to show you the whole envelope, the whole circle, the whole sphere, where I can hand that to you, and you can take it with you and take your own ideas and mix it in there and make it even better, stronger, and more powerful than you hand it on to the next guy. That's what you got to do. You got to take what I said, make it better, because it needs improvement. Make it better and pass it along. Just keep passing that ball down the road. The pendulum's going to swing. The fake hypocrites are going to lose. And then we have to hold the others accountable for their part in it. That's it. I got to go. One more in here. Joseph Laliberte, and I always say that wrong. Member for 3 months, bottom of the last nation. Late night, a little dancer came knocking on my door. All right. It sounds like an Elton John song. All right, so I got to go. Thank you guys for tuning in anywhere you are, if you're in the United States or anywhere across the pond or across the Pacific. Thank you guys for tuning in, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps somewhere on the Armed Service Radio Network. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, wherever you go, that's where you are. And there's one more truth. You know what it is. Say it with me. What? That's right. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.